Sorry. We're starting. And Jeff was just telling me about some of the interesting people that he Ubers. Do you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement because you never want to talk about it on the air?
No, I just feel like I do that out of respect. And if I ever want to...
But what you were just telling me about this new housing development in SLO off Tank Farm, I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah. What is interesting about it? The fact that it's taking...
How many units they're going to put in there? 500.
Yeah.
Which is mostly going to be houses. I drove in there over the weekend, just was driving around on Sunday, and I couldn't believe how massive this is. And they up, sidewalks, street
it's
lights.
going to be a full-on neighborhood.
I mean, it's really going to be worth something. And I was thinking, what's the HOA going to be in something like that?
I don't.
Because you're already going to buy a house that's probably starts at over $700,000.
I don't think it's going to be much. And then because it's a house in most instances. I think there's going to be some townhome situations in there though.
I mean, the townhomes down here, and we're on this, southeastern side of town by the airport. The townhomes over here are $500,000.
That's what they're asking. You know that.
Oh no, they're asking. I mean, that was actually, I'm sorry, a condo I saw for $479, and then
they're asking
the townhomes are over $525, $550 for a townhome. And then what's the HOA going to be? I looked at some townhomes in Atascadero. Well, I forget the name of that ballpark we played. We used to do batting for boobies.
What, over at Dove Creek?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, not Dove Creek. It's a brand new one they
Paloma.
just built. And behind that softball field. And
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those are nice. Those are up on the hill there?
Yeah.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Really nice. I was like, man, I'd pay $400 for
a nice neighborhood.
$450? It's like, wow. But then you got to pay another $350 a month in HOAs. And I'm like, oh, what, do you have like a basketball court or a gym or a pool? Nope. It's just to keep up the grounds. I'm like, each unit is paying $300 a month just to keep up the grounds? That's too rich for my blood, bro.
You're like that landscaper. I got to get in the landscaping business.
So I'm already paying over $3,000 a month for my mortgage, and now I got to pay another, probably $3,300. I got to pay another $300 and something for HOAs. Crazy.
Yeah, that's a tough sell. If the people
market,
do it all the time.
If the market goes down, the housing market goes down like it did a few years ago. Wow. I mean, they're putting in this project over at Delidio Ranch off the 101 in SLO, where that new BMW dealership is. They got all these 500 houses here. This is going to be an affordable place. Well, that's probably not the right word, but it'll be more affordable than it is now.
I think you might be onto something there. I mean,
then maybe I played my cards right.
You're talking about an influx of inventory in a place that has been thirsty for inventory, right about the time that a local economy could be hurt significantly by the closing of a power plant.
Yeah, that was my next thing. We're about 5 years away from that, right?
Yeah. So
I bet you people started heading out before that.
All this happening at the same time, SLO could be the next Oceano.
Okay, let's just take
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I'd say Oceano.
Okay, maybe not the next Oceano, but realistically, it could be the next Santa Maria, because Santa Maria did an influx of housing at right before the recession of 2007, 2008, and I don't know if Santa Maria has rebounded.
Where could you live? Then. If you could live anywhere on the Central Coast, what town would you want to live in?
Templeton.
Well, that's where you live now.
Perfect.
But you have to drive here.
That's fine.
See, I want to live in Arroyo Grande. I want to live east side of Arroyo Grande, outside of the village a little bit, like on the way out to Lopez. Like there's houses up on the hills. Like that would be my dream if I could live anywhere.
Okay.
Because you're close to town. You can get into SLO easy. But you're still in the country a little bit. Like Corbett Canyon Road? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes.
Amazing.
5 minutes to your closest early bird dinner.
What early bird dinner?
That's the land of early bird dinners. There's nothing but old people live in 5 cities.
That's not true. There's a lot of up-and-coming families, Jeff.
Up-and-coming? What does that even mean?
The problem is the 5 cities are getting it just as expensive as it is anywhere in South County.
Right, which is...
Pismo's more expensive than SLO, depending where you live. If you live by the beach...
Why would you want to live in a...
AG is expensive.
In a condo next to a Coco's where it's foggy all the time when you could live...
There's no condos next to Coco's on 5 Cities Drive. Everybody knows that.
Above the grade... where it's sunny, nice, vibrant. There's a good alcohol scene.
No, there's a great alcohol scene. There's amazing people, and I love the weather up there. I would love to live in North County if the radio station moves to North County, or they let me work out of a studio in North County. I just want to drive that grade every day. I know people are listening to us right now going, trust me, you don't want to drive that grade every day.
That's what we should do. When we applied for this job here in San Luis Obispo. We applied at another place in Grand Rapids, and radio was so big there. Like, the radio station that we were applying to work for, they took us out to this like mall where there's a Buffalo Wild Wings and a bunch of like movie theaters and stuff. And they took us out to this mall, and they had...
Well, the weather's so bad, their malls thrive.
Yeah.
Here it's...
Right, yeah. They had a satellite studio inside this mall, and they wanted to show us the satellite studio because they say, well, sometimes you guys will be working here.
It was just a glass box.
It was weird. I would not have liked that at all.
Yeah.
But if it was in your neighborhood, you would like it because you could just fire up the old studio and work from your neighborhood. Like, if there was a Templeton studio, sign me up. Me and Seth both would be like, all right. We're working from the Templeton studios today.
Oh, so
the technology exists in radio.
If we both lived up there, but we'd have to work with Seth.
I'd be fine with that. I like working with Seth. I don't know why you guys don't get along.
He's grumpy. He's very grumpy towards me.
See, when you have two grumpy people, and
I'm not grumpy.
No. When you have two grumpy people and one is a little grumpier than the other one, it makes the other one not seem so
you're
grumpy.
Yeah.
So I like Seth being
But you're
around.
not even that grumpy anymore, so he really seems grumpy.
Like, if Seth were to leave, I'd be the new Seth. I don't want that to happen.
What do you mean, the grumpiest person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you couldn't be that grumpy.
Because if you're labeled as the grumpiest person, then people don't like you. If you're second grumpiest, they're like, that's just Jeff. He's just being grumpy.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.